Mm. Setting momentum here. A trade might be setting up here, actually. Yeah, I could see something actually happening right here. Potential long. Stop just under that. We're going to be entered there, targeting like 10R. I actually see the vision in that. You would definitely get slipped like right here for sure, but pretend that that wasn't the case right now. This is actually a kind of a not the worst trade, but if it fails, it fails. I could see definitely momentum to the downside temporarily, and why might do something along the lines of, let's see here. And why might do something along the lines of just this bullshit pushes up a bit, swipes lower, maybe clears out some of this, and then starts building up from here. I can imagine a world where it does that. That's probably what's going to happen, actually. Like I said, let me just bring out the tool to make this. There we go. Path. That's what I wanted. Yeah, what's probably going to happen is it's going to do this bullshit of dut, 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 dut. Uh-oh. Does that into this, this, this. Maybe it does a little push up and then just wipes this low, starts building up from here, and goes from there. And can probably find a trade or along through here. That's what I would probably assume is gonna happen soon. Head back to the 1 minute. We can delete this as well. I don't think we're in bearishness anymore though, despite how price action has been as of late. If we head to the 15 minute. Although we've been very overall bearish for like the past half a month, I do not see any more bearishness occurring anymore. If I had to be completely honest, at least for the time being. Maybe we'll take like some of these highs or something and start pushing back lower for a tiny bit. But sorry, I had hiccups out of nowhere. Yo, what's up, Froy? But otherwise, I do not see any kind of near-term bearishness happening. If I head back to the 5 second, oh, that was a nice trade right here. Actually, I completely did not notice this, but that would be a nice trade to enter off of. But I'm not gonna bullshit it. Technically, I quote unquote missed it. So let's see. If I do want to see another entry on the 15 second, preferably, I'd want to see a pause here. Otherwise, we kind of technically missed this by definition. But this was a very nice potential entry that I completely missed. That I wasn't paying attention to. And honestly, this might have been the one that just kind of flies in. If this can close in the bullish candle somewhere, at least in the halfway point, I'd be willing to go quote unquote break even in this case. It's fine if it does a little pullback like that. I do expect some kind of push up though. I would want to see it. Is this a 15 minute your C? No. My 15 minute is the hour. I mean my 15 minute. My C is the hour. I just use the 15 minute as an extra validation. Right now we're near, honestly, yeah, not surprising. As I said earlier, I expected it to probably be here, but that would have been technically 2 -1s unless you break even early, which is possible. With this kind of price, actually going break even is not the most unreasonable thing, but we're nearing NY, so no point, just waiting. I just realized this closed a tiny bit higher. This become the new MB. Turn into this. Oh wait, that is actually very gappy. No point even looking at this price action for now. I want to see it either take this high. Here's how I view it as. We're gonna take this high and push lower. There's two scenarios. We push this high and it goes something like this. For example, we push up, it kind of struggles to push up, then we start breaking lower. Or we break this low And what's gonna happen? What I think could happen is do this, say like this, break this low. That um, something along the lines of shoot, my thing is bugging out. Give me a second. As I said, break that. If we break that high, expect some kind of short-term shorts. If we break this low, what I think is gonna happen is say it goes like I don't know, some shit like this. Kind of path is kind of broken for me, but we end up doing this and then something like this. This is the two scenarios I see. Break this low, build higher, break this high, build lower. Those are the only two scenarios I can see happening at the moment with this kind of candles forming. So that's kind of what I'm going to wait for. Let's see what happens next. I really want to see this low get taken though. I do not like wicks like this. Wicks like this are the fucking death of me. Yeah, this is very ugly price action, but I can see some kind of bullishness happening. I think we still have room to expand. Just gotta wait for it. Nice. Okay, so we took the low. Took the low, just waiting. As I mentioned earlier, I would like to see these lows kind of get swiped for bullishness, which it did. So I'm actually looking for longs very soon once it starts building back up. Honestly, if it can wipe even down to these levels here, that would be amazing. I would love to see that. Let me clear this out a bit. Not necessary, but it would just be an extra bit of confidence for me if we can just wipe these shitty lows. Here also like same thing here, but doesn't matter which. This doesn't really matter. Same thing. So yeah, just waiting. I don't know, say something like this as an example, and then just build back up. Take the trade like through around here, depending on how it forms, and go from there. If it can reach towards that, that is. Nothing's ever guaranteed in the market. I do like this candle though. It's actually really kind of nice. Longs could be a potential here, but I feel like this is kind of a fake out. Probably fakes, pushes lower, comes back up higher a bit. What'd I get pinged for? Oh. Ooh, I like that 15-second. That's a really nice 15-second double MB. This could be a potential entry right here, actually. Stop under here. Targeting like 5R. That's actually a really good potential entry. That is really fucking clean. What the fuck? Why is that so clean? That is suspiciously clean. Yes, thank you. I was getting scared by that. I did not like that. It looked oddly clean, and I did not like how clean that looked. Oh, that is beautiful right there. I want to see some bullishness come in soon, though NY is about to kick in, so I'm not sure how reliable an entry right now would be. Albeit, probably now would be a good time, to be honest. Ooh, not the 1 second. Where's my entry? There we go. Honestly, it's not the worst idea. Not the best either, but not the worst. But it is very illiquid right now because of NY. We'd technically be entered right now, but fucking hell. Targeting 5R? The 15 seconds building real nice. This might actually be a runner right now. With NY kicking in soon. Could actually be a really decent runner. I feel like at the break of these general highs right here, it'll probably just fucking fly. Yeah, break even would be instantly set. Yo, this music's gonna make me fall asleep. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Wrong choice of music, but it's okay. Yeah, that is nice. That's nice. This is really nice. I like this. For real. I like this price action a lot. The only thing is we're too near NY. Anything goes right now. We're 10 seconds away. So anything really goes. We'd still be quote unquote break even here. Yeah, we'd be break even right now, but I'm curious to see how it played out either way. Okay, GG. He's like, fuck me, I guess. Like, what? Like, it's just shit like this, dude. It's just shit like this. Like, what the fuck? I called it. I told you the story. I'd like to see these lows get swept. I said it earlier. I'd like to see these lows get swept. They get swept. Double and be formed. Technically, a good 5-second entry. Not the best because it was too near NY, but still an entry nonetheless. I kind of framed it like if I were to take it, I would take it like this, even though I'd be shitting bricks because it's too close to NY. Kind of goes. Unfortunately, does this shit would quote unquote take me out of break even. Maybe I wouldn't have been break even because I knew it's too close to NY, but for shits and giggles, it's break even. So I technically would be out break even, but otherwise, it would have been a good 5R right there. Shit. It's just shit like that, dude. Sorry if you hear my chair squeak. I don't know why. My chair's been super fucking squeaky as of late. I think I gotta get a new chair soon. I'm running the days of this chair. It's already like 4 years old. But yeah. Insane. If I were to look for another entry though, I'd probably wait. No, I already took these highs. I don't think we reach for these highs immediately yet though. I'd want to see kind of a breakdown on the 1 minute. Breakdown to like, shit, where do I want to see it break it down to? Okay, we just reach for these highs. That's fine. It doesn't really matter, but why I want the lows to get swept? Put it this way. It's something I call shitquidity. Shitty liquidity. Shitquidity. Oh, you'll just hear me say it as shitquidity. It's what I call shitquidity, and what happens is here. Let me bring everything back out for you. Okay. Look at all this price action here, and look how it kind of just built up very ugly. It's like, like you see what I mean? It just looks very. What's the word I'm looking for? Unsure. And I do not like unsure price action. When I see price action, I want to see shit like this. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. It happened earlier. Not earlier, but I want to see shit more like this. Like, yes, it's not the best, but it's a lot more determined and cleaner. I want to see stuff like this, where it's a lot more, okay, this is more reasonable to look at. Because anytime I see shit like this, where it's like, it usually gets swept. Why? I just view it as people in the market need to find orders to fill before they can continue higher and or lower. Kind of like the concept of liquidity from ICT, I guess you can say. It's the same thing. In order to go, generally you need to fill out orders in order to continue going in a certain direction. If you want to go longs, maybe you have to take out some shorts in order to go higher. Simple as that. And I just view it as, I don't think we really continue higher until we sweep this out, get rid of all these shit fucking orders that are resting down here, and then continue higher. That's how I kind of see it. Sorry, I was drinking my drink. Yo, what's up, crazy? Yo, this is actually a decent entry that can actually be formed here if it happens. Oh no, we're getting a bit too high now. I do not like that we closed above this. The fact we closed above this is really ugly to me. I need it to drop back down to like this zone right here for me to look for a long. Yeah. Right. So what it basically means is, put it this way. Look how shitty it kept kind of like chugging up. I view this as just, I kind of view it, put it like, okay, how can I describe it? Buyers incapable of incapable of truly pushing higher. Sellers incapable of truly holding price lower. Boxing it out and price movement. If continuing higher, buyers will knock out sellers before continuing higher. Does this? Yeah, I'll probably publish as the VOD. Does this make a bit more sense? If buyers were incapable of truly pushing higher, but sellers were incapable of holding price lower. They kind of do. It's like they're kind of like duking it out. Like buyers punching down sellers, and all of a sudden sellers were punching out buyers, and then buyers were punching out sellers, yada yada yada. But there was no true winner in this. It was very back and forth. And then if buyers were like, okay, we actually want to get this shit going now, what's gonna happen? They're gonna fucking knock the shit out of those sellers. So I'll just buy out all these sellers on here, and then they're finally gonna be like, okay, fuck you, and then push up. Does that make a bit more sense? Yep, lack of ideas, one-sided direction. Yeah, that's a lot better. Sorry, I'm not very good at explaining these things. But yeah, that's how I kind of view it more as. If we're gonna be in the short side, I do think sellers would be a lot more visible when it comes to it. But in this case, I don't think they were that, what's the word I'm looking for? Present. If they wanted to be present, they'll make themselves present. In the meanwhile, we set a 1 minute. Fuck, that's not even an MMB. That's like, that's 1 minute stupid. But yeah, if we're gonna look for a long soon, I kind of want to see this get swept. This area of demand. I want to see this area of demand get swept right here. Okay, that's pretty good. I do want to kind of see it sweep these lows though. Just fill out this entire area. Perfect. Filled out that entire area. We actually reached even lower, but that's fine. Now that we swept that, I expect bullishness to start coming in. So I want to see price get above here very soon. Oh, did we make a new low? No, we did not. So yeah, it's still the same logic applies here. I want to see this get swept, or not swept, but price push higher from here. If we range out a bit here, then it would become from this into this, but right now we haven't ranged enough for me to consider it to be this. Yeah, it's not enough of a range for me to consider it like that. So right now it's just a waiting game. Got nothing else to do for now. Okay, nice. From here, I could expect a long to occur, assuming we can make a nice pause. That was a very big push to the upside. Yeah, I cannot see a long happening from here. Notice how if this would have paused a couple of candles longer, I would have probably considered this, and it would have worked out beautifully, but it didn't, and that's unfortunate. So I'm not gonna bullshit and be like, oh, well, the entry could have been, no, it just didn't pause long enough for me to consider this accumulation into this kind of like artificial MMB. This could be a decent entry. The only thing is it's way too high for me to consider it. I hate trading near the highs of these kind of like swing ranges. Fuck that shit. If I want to go long, I need price to break lower. I need it to get to like this general area down here, build up another 5 seconds from there, and go. Take the entry. But otherwise, I cannot see myself ever taking an entry from these highs because it's just a death wish. Beautiful. Okay, can we start building higher from here? Or just fucking sweep fucking lower, I guess. Got nothing to do for now, just waiting. It's still fine. I'd be willing to look for a long. But it is a bit iffy regarding like how we're kind of range bound like this very heavily. This is like what, a 300 tick range bound? Yeah, 300 ticks, perfect. Almost perfectly to the dot. This could work soon. I didn't like, yeah, no, this is technically an MMB, but I just don't like that. I do like this a lot better though. Eh. I may do a little bit something a bit cheesy. I may do something a bit cheesy soon. It's technically still MMB, but it's not a good one. Okay, this is actually a lot cleaner now. If we can get a pause here. This is a lot more visible to me now. If we can get a pause here, that'd be huge. And then entry would not actually be out yet because of this. I'm surprised. Yeah, that's iffy. This is way too iffy. There's nothing tradable here. Nothing is just straight up tradable at all here. It didn't give me what I wanted to see. And since it didn't give me what I wanted to see, I can't do anything about it. We're probably just gonna remain range bound for a minute. Though it is setting up real nice to potentially just burst absolutely higher. Like this 15-second could really do something here. It could really hit hard, but it's not for me. How high we are right now is not for me to trade, ever. I need it to break lower if I want to find an entry. Let's look at gold. Gold is pushing up nice. Well, I thought it was nicer than that. Turns out it was because I was just too zoomed in on the seconds. Honestly, in hindsight, it's not as nice as I thought it was, but it did technically set something up right here. Did it set something on the 5-second? The 5-second had a really clean entry here, but once more, too high for me. I can't trade that. Gold had a really nice overnight push. Can we get a nice push lower on NASDAQ and reset up from here? I do think at a reset up here, it'd be real good. I want to see it kind of take out these lows though. These are some ugly ass fucking... These are some ugly ass pauses being made. Some people may be like, oh my gosh, MMB or something, like perfect. No, this looks ugly. This looks like dog shit that just wants to get swept. I don't like it. I want to see it wick close below. I wanted to just see it do something from this. It swept the majority of this. Oh, my mouse battery died. Ah! My mouse battery died. There we go. No entry yet, though. Nothing clean yet. So on the 1 minute, you'd be looking for sweeps? No, not really. I don't really need it to sweep on the 1 minute the way you may think. Because to me, like, on the 1 minute, it doesn't tell the story as cleanly as the seconds, which I look to the seconds a lot more to find sweeps, as it tells a better, cleaner story. Because here I can see, like, I can see price chug, but on the 1 minute, like, yeah, it kind of shows, but it's not as clear as the 15-second. So I'd be more looking into the seconds than I would in the minutes for that, personally. Like, I guess this was technically cleaner, but I just don't like it. I needed to swipe these lows. I needed it to swipe these lows. If it goes higher from here, it goes higher from here, but I just don't believe in it. It feels fake as fuck. Yeah. To me, this feels fake. Something ain't right here and I don't like it. It could just continue higher. I could be completely wrong. It could just shoot 1,000 ticks right now and I, like, fuck me, I guess. But for me personally, I just don't like it. It feels way too bullshit. It feels too fake. So right now, all I'm waiting for, just a swipe of these lows. Something isn't right here and I don't like it. Like, look at this on the 15-second. You're gonna tell me like this looks clean? This looks tradable? Fuck no. To me, at least it doesn't. If it does to you, then it does to you, I guess. But to me, hell nah. I feel like in the next 3 candles, it'll just swipe. Yeah, it's okay. So candle 1. I feel like in the next 3 candles, we swipe these lows. 2. 2, okay. Perfect. Okay, nice. We have a potential entry setting up now. Now, regarding price action such as this, Let's see. Hold on. Let me see first if it actually does what I want to talk about right now. Oop. Okay, never mind. I can't explain what I want to explain anymore because I did this, but it's fine. This will count as 1 MB. It drops from there to there. Drops from there to there. We are starting to get a bit too low for me to start considering right now. Yeah, we are going way too low for me to start considering properly. I need it to hold from here. If it doesn't hold from here, I cannot trade this long. We are holding. Beautiful. Very aggressive, but it's... Here's the thing. We are not necessarily too high, but we are not low enough either. We're kind of at that midpoint where it's a bit weird, but it is possible. I'd probably go like 5R. We are in a weird midpoint. And what would probably happen is at the sweep of this high, I would have to break even here once we break these highs. Simply because we are in such a strange part right now of price action that we can't reliably say for sure what it wants to do next. It failed to sweep the high. We can't break even yet. We would be at full risk still. At the break of these highs, once more, break even. Break even has been set. So anything now would be risk free, in theory at least. I do expect this to hold though. Beautiful. Would I trail yet? Yes, I would. Would I trail though? It'd probably be this candle right here. I'd trail this candle. I'd just consider this one big candle, and with this candle closing above this shitty wick, I do think that's enough strength for me to consider, okay, this is kind of like one big strength candle. I can trail under this safely. At the next close of a candle above here, I can safely trail here. Nice. We can safely trail here. Okay, and we'd be out for what, like 2R? Almost 2R. Beautiful. And it's just stuff like that that I always just constantly look for. Just, if it looks like this, wait for a sweep, sweeps, builds back up, take trade, go long, make money. That's all I really do, really. I could have probably managed my stop a bit better in hindsight. But I thought, honestly, with these candles, the way it was kind of just pushing and confirming itself, the candles look decently healthy. So I thought this would be a good enough area to just set my trail to. I think I gave it enough room. I'm kind of happy with the trade. I'm not mad at it. Though it may just push up from here, I am not going to lie, and just fill the TP. So I'll just leave this, I'll just leave the RR tool up here just to see how it plays out either way. But I'm happy with the trade. This trail, though, might have been the better one. But it's whatever. Hindsight's a biatch. Yeah, that 15-second looks really good right now. It might just burst from here. Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a big rejection, though. Wait, no, I think it's actually perfect. It rejected hard, but yeah. What the fuck? Hey, what a TP? That is insane. You kind of get my thought process though. You kind of get my thought process about how I frame these trades though. Unfortunate that my trail would have technically gotten me out for 2R when it could have been a full 5R, but do you understand my thought process, what I look for? Yeah, nice. It's just shit like this that I always just wait for. I just wait for all this to happen and then I'll just look for my trade next. I wouldn't be able to take a trade now. I'd have to wait. I need price to push back down. If there's one thing, if I had to give one piece of advice, I know in Men's course, nothing inherently wrong with it, but I know he's like, trade the MMBs. If you want to look for trades, trade the MMBs. Like, yeah, you could trade these highs, I guess, but they're never reliable in my opinion. There's always some kind of outlier that will kind of fuck you up, especially in the lower time frames, because it's so easy to get intermingled in these 1 minute MMBs that I just don't like trading them. So that's why for me, I built my system around lower second time frame entry refinements, like these kind of entry refinements, just refinements of waiting for price to sweep lower, accumulate MMB, trade, sweep lower, accumulate MMB, trade, because it's so much easier, a lot better in my opinion. Sorry if you hear my girlfriend in the background, by the way, she's sleeping still, but it's always stuff like that that I just look for in my trades. Right here, there's no real flush yet that I can trade off of. Like, yes, on the 5-second, this could have definitely been a potential entry, but it's not a good enough, it's not a low enough sweep for me to consider it yet, or flush for me to consider it yet. What I think will probably happen, we at least get to the midpoint of this, flush under here, find a setup from here, and take the long. That's what I think is going to happen next. But this is not a good enough flush for me to consider yet. It doesn't need to be necessarily a break of the previous lows. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. No, that's kind of correct, yeah. Kind of like that, but I don't necessarily view it as it needs to break the previous lows. For example, like let's pretend we were looking at it from this perspective. It doesn't need to break these lows per se to do anything. Maybe it breaks these lows and then builds up from there. Yeah, anticipating a higher low, pretty much. But yeah, I just usually wait for, it's like, okay, right here. We have a lot of liquidity here. Price may sweep these and then continue higher. Maybe it'll sweep these and continue higher. If it breaks below here but fails to go here, I'll still look for the trade. But if it goes below here, then I'm in this a lot more confidently. Does that make a bit more sense? It's stuff like that. It's like, okay, we build up very shit. We might take this. If it breaks below, I'll look for a trade, but I won't be as confident. But if you break this, I'll be a lot more confident. That's basically how I view it more as. Now that we broke the halfway midpoint, I'm going to start looking for a trade again. We did make an MMB here. I'd be looking for an entry through somewhere around here. Honestly, I think the stop below this low is kind of necessary given how it's a wick. We'll target a simple 3R. I feel like 3R is reasonable here. More like unvalidated. Yeah, I guess you can view it like that. I didn't think of it like that, to be completely honest with you, but yeah, you could definitely view it like that actually. That's a good one. Break even would be, you don't even need to, for me, you don't need me to say anything, but break even would already be set. Beautiful. And we be plus 3R right there. Your trades just work. Yeah, and it ticked it right to the perfect. Look how perfectly it ticked it. But yeah, it's stuff like that. I just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Yeah. Are you kind of getting I'm the composite operator. You kind of get my views though. You kind of understand what I do now. Does it make a bit more sense? It's just stuff like this. I always rinse and repeat. That's why to me, I say it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? Trading isn't difficult. You make it. You're the one who makes it difficult. That's the best way I can put it. It's not difficult to make money. It's not difficult to trade. That doesn't mean I don't take losses. I do take losses. I will 100% admit that. I've had losses. I've had a loss streak of, I think my more recent loss streak was like 3 or 4 losses. Yeah, but I'll admit it straight up. I've had a 3 or 4 loss streak. Shit happens. Whatever. Big deal. But it's whatever. Why? Oh, hold on. Give me a second. Okay. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I've had 3-4 loss streak. Big deal. Wanna know why? Generally, one trade pays it back, and then I make my money back, and I make more. You know, it's whatever. No big deal. Everyone's gonna have a loss streak at some point in time. But just don't make trading difficult. Just frame it in a way that makes sense. It's like, okay, we pushed up very aggressively. Price kind of peaked here. We're beginning to flush. What do I want to see for me to start looking for an entry? Okay, we have this big ass fucking candle here that kind of just defined what's probably going to happen next. So what do I want to see? I want to see it break this halfway point and go from there. If we break this halfway point and demand starts kicking back in, like, hey, we don't really want to go lower than this candle right here. We kind of want to start respecting this. Okay, I can start framing it like, okay, we broke the halfway point, price rejected, demand is kicking back in. We have a 5-second double MB accumulation MMB. I can probably take a trade here. That's exactly what I did. I saw this big ass candle. You can view this as just an insane amount of orders coming in, an insane amount of demand, buyers wanting to just step in and get price going. So what's likely going to happen? We probably don't flush all the way back down to here. I feel like it's a bit more unreasonable. I don't think it's reasonable for me to say, if we make this candle, I want to see it sweep these lows before I can make an entry. No. What's going to happen? This is going to be our candle that we work with. This giant ass dildo of a candle. So what's for me? What do I want? I want to see it at least break the halfway point and start building back up from there. Because either way, there's a shit ton of resting orders within this one candle alone that are probably waiting to be filled to some level. If it's not resting orders, there's definitely something happening within this candle itself that will likely make buyers want to gravitate to before continuing higher. A reminder, I put my manual. That's a good one. Right here, we have a nice flush again. We swept these lows. We swept these lows. Yeah, double MB here. Possible entry. Yeah. Oh well, you heard me say it, but I didn't. What do you call that? Set the RR tool. Is this gonna be a -1? Maybe, but it's a possible entry. I don't hate it. Yeah, -1. Big deal. Oh no, -1. Ugh. But yeah, it wasn't the worst idea of a trade. It did flush really nicely. Started pushing back up. Made some nice little candles here to form a double MB. If you take a -1 here, it's understandable. Honestly, I'd probably be out after, or probably done with the fucking market as a whole after this trade. But it's okay. I'm not liking this. It doesn't look good here. The reason why I say it doesn't look good is we're starting to get gappy here. Look at these gaps that are forming right here. We have this right here. It's kind of just starting to gap a bit, and it's getting very illiquid / like liquidy. Not enough confident orders are coming in for me to consider taking these long. And yeah, sure, we made a little push up, but that doesn't tell me anything. What it's probably gonna happen, in my opinion, I think we sweep these lows. We sweep these lows. Price does this right here. Does this, maybe does this, this, maybe this into this. And I kind of imagine a world where it starts building back up from here. Okay, it's pushing higher. Okay, I was wrong. But honestly, with how that was looking, I did not feel confident in that. Jolt in 2 minutes. Oh, there's news in 2 minutes. Okay, maybe that's why then. Yeah. Just remember, I'm no perfect trader. Nothing I ever say is always, obviously, I'm not the fucking messiah. I'm not any of that when it comes to trading. I'm just a dude with my own rules. You saw me take a -1, take a quote unquote -1 here, where it's like, okay, this looks reasonable. It looks possible. Maybe some of you guys would agree, like, okay, yeah, this is kind of a possible slow forward / reasonable trade. I can imagine a world where this works. It didn't. -1. I was wrong. Shit happens. Right here. I told you my reasoning as to why I didn't like any kind of trade here. It started getting gappy, got too wicky. It's not for me personally. And what happened? Price went. Maybe it's because of jolts coming up. Maybe it's because price just wanted to continue going higher. It just wasn't for me. I was wrong in my idea there. It happens. Either way, technically 5, 8R, and there was another one over here from NY Open that I showed as well, where price hit like 5R or something. That would have been 13R this far, just off those 3 trades alone. 15R for -1, -2R. I think that's a worthy trade-off in my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's a good trade-off. Oh, wow. I'm gonna get something to drink really quick. Give me 1 second. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Jolts is up. I don't like this. It looks ugly. It looks very fucking ugly. It probably sweeps those highs and breaks down lower. Those recent highs, more correctly. It sweeps it. I imagine a world where it just breaks lower, sweeps these lows, and then maybe continues higher. Got nothing for now. Just waiting. I guess in the meanwhile, if anyone has any questions, just ask me. Because we're going to be here for a minute anyways, probably. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I don't believe in any longs here, personally. It could work, but I just don't believe in it. I don't like it. This kind of just bullshit right here is very just bleh to me. I'd probably avoid this, wait for it to sweep these highs, and then see what happens. Like, wait for the next flush. But right now, I needed to sweep these lows for me to consider anything. I'd be waiting for right here. Yeah. Gold really started to move a bit nicer. Did I have a nice double MB here? Kinda did. It was kind of decent. Would you wait for a break below the 10:05 candle in order to look for another possible? 10:05? Oh, I think you're an hour ahead. Yeah, I'd wait for another. I'd wait for a break below. Like I said, I wanted to sweep these lows for me to consider another possible long. If it doesn't, it doesn't. What I'd say is if it breaks these highs, I'd wait for it to just continue higher and then flush. Otherwise, I have no trade to take. It's just a risky gamble to me, you know? But yeah, if assuming we can break these lows, I'd start looking for a long again. Yeah, we broke the lows. So I'd start waiting to look for a long to start building back up. We have one right here. This will probably be accumulation right here. Nice. Okay. We have MMB potentially forming right here. It's getting a bit ugly, but it's still quote unquote valid for now. Targeting 3R. Assuming we can obviously continue higher. Getting a bit iffy here. I'm not huge on this trade anymore. I'd probably cancel it given how these candles look. What's going to probably happen is I'll consider this the accumulation itself. I know it's kind of a bit of a weird thing to say. I'd probably just consider this the accumulation itself because I don't like how these candles were forming. So I just view this as one big range. Wait for the next pause to happen and consider that to be the MMB. Nice pause right here. I like that one a lot more. Stop just under here probably. targeting 3R. What would be entry? Yeah, we'd technically be entry here. We'll see what happens. Yeah, -1. No biggie. I do believe in the idea. It's just maybe unfortunate stops. We'll have it here anyways. Just waiting. It might just fail here. Yeah, it might just enter failure. All good. We couldn't break below this low, but I don't think a stop under here would have been good either. Yeah, albeit the candles are really weak, and I guess price could gravitate towards it, but -1. Unfortunate. So we technically be up 12R for the day so far. In theory, we'd be up 12R still. If it breaks lower, it breaks lower. I do think longs are still at play. Just a matter of when. Why is this drawn here? What's this about? A potential long could be here, right here. But I need to wait. I need to wait and see. Just keep on waiting. Bounce at the 20. I like this a lot. These candles look really nice. It probably just pushes from here. These candles look real fucking nice. Yeah. Trade would have been through here. Honestly, the stop would remain probably the same. But the candles looked really nice this pause. I probably wouldn't have taken this. I don't think I would have noticed it at all. I'd probably just be paying attention to something else, but in reality. But I do like this pause, -1. It would have been whatever, but that pause are real fucking nice. This is one of my favorite kind of entries right here. Just these two candles, these two kind of pauses. It's fucking amazing. Someone would have probably been breaking even right here, though. Or you would have trolled under here. I don't know. But yeah. After this, I think that's like, what, 2 or 3 losses now? I'd be done. I'd be out for the market. We'd be up like 10, 11R. And it's just shit like this, like unfortunate. Broke the low. It kind of tried to push back up. It fell. Broke lower. I tried for one somewhere around here. It went up a tiny bit and then broke lower. And -2R right there. And then I showed one right here, but I don't think I would have taken it. Either way, I wasn't really fully paying attention. I said there was a nice entry there, but in reality, I don't know if I would have taken it. I'll pretend I would, so -3R. That'd be my -3 losses for the day. I'd be done. And we'd be plus 10, 11R on NY session. But yeah. So don't worry. When you say like my trades always work or whatever like that, or always goes, it usually ends up being like this a lot more often than not. Where I'll take a win, a couple losses, I'm out. Take a win, couple losses, I'm out. So don't worry too much about your win rate, win, loss, whatever. It's whatever. Price could price could be starting to move back higher from here. I'm not gonna lie. Swap these lows on here. On the 5 second, there's definitely an entry somewhere around here, isn't there? No, there isn't actually. Well, I have accumulation here. Big rejection. Yeah. I don't know what much else I can show really. We had +5, +3 on NY right at the open. There was technically it was technically plus 2R, but it hit the full 5R TP. So if you want to view it as +2 or +5, doesn't really matter. So it can be plus 10 and then 13, or it could be 10. Yeah, 10 or 13R, doesn't really matter which. Same shit. But 10, 13R-ish. And then it could be +7 to +10R on the day. When I stop looking for longs, probably around now, to be honest with you. We already flushed kind of heavily. We already flushed heavily to the point where, like, we swept that. We swept this. We swept this. And we also swept this. So right now, I'd probably be like, okay, no more longs for now, because there's nothing confirmed. So what'll happen now probably is I just wait on the 1 minute time frame to break somewhere around above here and go from there. Once we break this general area of accumulation is when I'll start looking for longs again. But right now, at least in my opinion, no point looking now because it's just kind of a gamble. What could happen is this might be distribution into an MMB1 to continue lower. Maybe this is where we hold for now. 1 minute accumulate, set another 1 minute MMB, continue higher from here. But yeah, it's generally around now. Does that make sense? How's oil doing? I know oil was going crazy a while back. Wow. Kind of crazy price action. This bull run right here into the massive flush and then just heavy accumulation. Shit. Yeah, I use 5 minute and 15 minute V. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, it played out exactly like I mentioned earlier. Remember when I said we probably sweep these highs and then break a bit lower? It swept those highs and began breaking lower. Did exactly like I said. Beautiful. We broke 1 minute accumulation. Maybe we'll have a 1 minute MMB form here, and maybe there can be another potential for longs here. But for me, I'd be out because I had my 2-3 losses. So, yeah. I have nothing else for me to do at all. There aren't my drawings because I don't need them anymore. I'm being pinged in so many prop firm discords. That is a really iffy pause on the 1 minute. I don't like it. Something could come out of it, but the fact that we're really struggling to do anything is not good. I think we might be range bound for the rest of the day because of this. This is kind of telling me what's probably going to happen is just this kind of general area from here to here. We're probably just going to be hovering around for the rest of the day. Just how this is kind of pausing. We failed to break higher. We're struggling to break lower, but we're leaning lower, but we're struggling to break lower. My gut kind of tells me we'll probably be range bound within this general area for the rest of the day. So from like here to here, like, yeah, maybe we'll have a long setup here, but I wouldn't take it. At least not for me. Does a 5 minute V play any part in this? Not really. We already had the bullishness. If you saw the video, I kind of already broke down like how I was bullish for the day already. So, yeah. I already knew we were bullish, so I had no reason to drop down to the V. If we were accumulating like here, then yeah, it would be, but we were already up anyways. Yeah, these candles are just ugly. If we were like in this price action here, we already accumulated. We had our MMB1. We accumulated into an MMB, back to accumulation. And then I think I took the trade right around here. We were in accumulation, but 1 minute at the time was leaning overall bullish. Yeah, it was right around here. We were leaning overall somewhere around here. I think I took the trade. I don't exactly remember. but we were leaning somewhat around bullish. Took the trade like a double MB on the, I don't remember. I think it was around here. I took a double MB somewhere around here. And yeah, I just kept aligning time frames. Even though the 5-minute was technically an accumulation, it was leaning bullish. The 1 minute broke out of accumulation, was an MMB, was leaning bullish, and I took the trade off that. Yeah, I only use it really for the bias of the day. I have no reason to do it for anything else. I mean, if you look at the 1 hour, we're already in bullishness. If you look at the 15-minute, we were already in bullishness. Look at the 5-minute. Look at the 1 minute. I just kept aligning all the time frames just to make sure everything was kind of in confluence with each other. All I really did. I don't like this pause. It's very ugly. If we break higher, we break higher, but I do think we're going to be range bound for the day. Or at least not maybe for the full entire day, but for a good part of the day. We'll change the music to, we'll go to this for the song. Yeah, we got nothing else to do now. We're pretty much done for the day. We made the 10R-ish. So, oh, I did not mean a screenshot. That hurt my ears. But yeah, I think I'm just going to end it off here. Like I said, we're within this little area that I think we're just going to range in for most of the day anyways. So no point in trading anymore. I feel like it'd be kind of a gamble. We already took the trades. We won off these. Then, yeah. And then we had our win in the YouTube video as well. So yeah. I think I'm done. I got nothing else to do. Any final questions before I probably just end the stream right now? For sure. No worries. Oh, price is getting really cleaned up here. I'm not going to lie to you. It may have a push soon. I may have been wrong about it taking most of the day. Unless it just drops here again, then yeah. But price really cleaned up right here. We'll see. We'll see what actually no, the 1 minute still doesn't look good. Never mind. I take that back. The 1 minute still looks horrendous. I thought we were on the 1 minute right here, but I'm stupid. I was on the 15-second. But yeah. Well, I'm gonna end the stream here. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Oh, just to be clear, you keep trading until you... Yeah, pretty much. It doesn't matter if I'm up or R anyways. It doesn't matter if I'm up 5R, 10R, whatever it may be. If I take 2-3 losses, even though I'm already up on the day, it's still 2-3 losses. So I stop trading from there. So yeah, it doesn't matter to me whether we're up or not on the day. If there's 2-3 losses that happen at any point in time, I'm done for the day. So yeah, looks like we broke the range higher. Yeah, price did clean up. It did go higher, but I didn't like it personally. It wasn't for me. None of this was for me. That or just rejects right here and just pushes back lower, but whatever. But yeah, that's it for me. Bye-bye. I'm gonna end the stream here. See ya. For sure, me too. No worries. Bye-bye.